Super Media Bros Podcast is a founding member of the OddPods Media Network.
Super Media Bros.
The Thanksgiving tradition all Americans wait for. Or the other tagline, the Thanksgiving tradition foreign fanatics wait for.
Tell me that's not the real tagline.
That's the tagline on the poster.
Oh, man. Somebody got paid for that.
Welcome to the Super Media Bros Podcast, where two best friends give comedically informative takes on movies, music, pro wrestling, and more. I'm Richie.
I'm Devin.
This is episode 301, and we are covering the WWF Survivor Series from 1993 as part of our 30-year Time Machine series. Wow. God damn it. That was really the fucking poster. I swear on everything. I'm looking at both of them because one is a picture of Luger, Tatanka, and the Steiner brothers, and the other is a picture of Ludwig Borga, Yokozuna, and the Quebecers, which the card subject to change tagline on all these things could never have been more apparent than with this fucking pay-per-view. It's like nobody here really got what was fucking advertised for them.
Dude, it's almost like Forbidden Door 1. Like, remember how the first Forbidden Door pay-per-view, it was like,
oh, they sold us a dream on that bitch.
Yeah, and
which it was a great pay-per-view. I'm not taking away from it.
I loved the outcome of what we got, but on paper, it paled in comparison to what it should have been.
Correct. Like, we should have had CM Punk and Tanahashi.
Yeah, we should have had Bryan Danielson, which I'll take Claudio. That's never a bad thing.
Right, but especially back in 1993, they had enough to just bullshit their way through it. Like, they really fucking did. You have to admit at least that.
You know what it felt like this whole show? It felt like a night of improv comedy. It felt like they were trying to figure it out as they went along. They really weren't sure where they were going. It was all on short notice. It was all improvisational.
Yeah, let's get into this, man. Okay, so the pay-per-view is 5 matches long. 4 of them are Survivor Series, traditional Survivor Series matches. 1 is a Smoky Mountain Wrestling tag team title match. Dead in the center.
I mean, there's a novelty, I guess.
Sure. I mean, it was part of the crossover.
Yeah,
Jim Cornette had a fucking deal there, and Jerry Lawler was kind of in the middle of that shit too. Whatever the fuck. So, arguably, the best Survivor Series match of the night happens first. It is Team Razor, which is the 1-2-3 Kid, Randy Savage, Marty Jannetty, and Razor Ramon versus Team IRS. Diesel, Erwin R. Shyster, the model Rick Martel, and Adam Bomb.
What the fuck is that?
In the words of Vince McMahon on commentary, what a tag team! And I'm like, bro, you literally just threw these motherfuckers together, and you're just like, what a tag team! Because you're also, every time somebody does anything in the ring, you're like, what a maneuver! And it's like,
it was a double clothesline.
Was it really a double clothesline when he fucking did that shit?
Yeah. It was a double clothesline to the outside, remember?
That's right, because he's like, what a maneuver! And I'm like, oh my fucking God, dude. Are you fucking serious right now?
Like, not to keep bringing up AEW and turn the tables and make it about that show, but like, it's not Adam Cole and MJF doing it for a bit, you know?
Right, and then it gets over as a bit, as does the kangaroo kick.
Right, it's not that. It's legitimately just a double clothesline. That's all it was, Vince. There wasn't much to it, bub.
No, I want to bring up the fucking dark match before we actually like talk about this match, though.
Okay,
so it's 1993. The Smoking Guns, like the tag team, the Smoking Guns, Billy and Bart.
Mm-hmm.
Billy Gunn alone defeats the Brooklyn Brawler. Could you guess? I want to know, just based on the 2 names that I gave you, spitballing. How long was that match? How long do you think that match was? This is 1993. It's a Brooklyn Brawler match.
All right, are we basing this off of tonight's show or just
Abso-fucking-lutely
17 minutes?
Jesus Christ, you're That's like an Iron Man match for the Brooklyn Brawler, dude.
Well, goddamn, this whole fucking show felt like a goddamn Iron Man match.
7 minutes and 46 seconds.
Still too long.
I know. That's like 6 minutes and 46 seconds longer than it should have been. So Team Razor, this had like a couple of storylines taking place.
Yeah.
Razor Ramon has just won the Intercontinental title, who he's in a feud with IRS over. This is like after Shawn Michaels was suspended and they stripped him of the belt. Which Shawn,
back.
Yeah, and he came back with it, like as the real world champion. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. There's a whole storyline with Randy Savage and Crush that's developed over the last few weeks. So that leads to Savage getting fucking eliminated because Crush shows up and he's like, Savage is like, hey brother, I'll kick your ass, and like, you know, he gets fucking eliminated. Just
We
big
see
deal.
we see a match with Randy Savage for the first time in 18 years, and it's literally nothing.
And it sucks the wind out of the crowd completely, dude. The crowd just said, huh?
Yeah. As soon as that happened, I was like, God damn it, Richie, you done it again. Another one of these retro pay-per-views that I'm like, I was sold a dream, and you're like, yeah, dude, look at this card. Okay, hell yeah. And then you watch and you're like, the fuck is this?
Here's the sad part is that 1994 has already shaped up to be much better just based on Brett and Owen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the rest of it's actually pretty fucking good. But dude, oh god.
Oh, just that storyline developing, I'm looking forward to next year.
Absolutely. Team Razor winds up winning, and the survivors of that team are the 1, 2, 3 Kid and Marty Jannetty, and they both win with back-to-back fucking sunset flip roll-ups.
What?
I swear to God, they were just like, here's how
they were fucking with each other?
I don't know, but look, the 1, 2, 3 Kid pins Rick Martel with a fucking roll-up at 25:49.
Yeah.
At 26:58, Jannetty rolls Adam Bomb up to fucking win.
So gotta be a rib. I refuse to believe that was
planned. Yeah, I swear that's that. Yeah,
it's gotta be a joke. Oh, that's a nice sunset flip.
Right.
Let me do it.
Yeah.
Like, no.
26 minutes and 58 seconds later, Team Razor wins the match, and then we move on to another convoluted ass piece of shit.
Okay.
Which to me, it saved it. The only reason I say it's convoluted is because of the storyline. It's the Hart family versus Shawn Michaels and his Knights.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Jerry Lawler was supposed to take Shawn's place.
Well, it was his original feud because Brett and Jerry had been feuding since the fucking King of the Ring when we covered it. Like, he dropped a whole ass chair on Brett's fucking face and his back and shit, and they did all this build. Apparently, some of the Knights were supposed to be like more popular guys under there. Like, they were supposed to have, like, at one point, like Jimmy Snuka was considered. At one point, Terry Funk was considered. Like, Glenn Jacobs, aka Kane, was considered at one point. Fuck, man.
But then Lawler got accused of raping a 15-year-old. The charges were later dropped. Yeah. And then they just kept him off the show. And replaced him with the then suspended Shawn Michaels. So they unsuspended him. But they kept the Knights, even though it makes no sense to have Shawn Michaels and Knights. It makes sense to have the King and Knight. Look, I don't know. This is fucking stupid.
Yeah, and it just kind of lends itself to the bullshit that WWF was under this entire time. Because, like, the night before this happened, Vince McMahon was indicted on the steroid charges.
Right, so you unsuspend somebody for drug? Like, I don't... Look, I get it. At the time, we weren't sure about Jerry Lawler. I understand taking him off the show. But why would you unsuspend Michaels? Or enlighten me, like, was there nobody else on the roster?
There should have been somebody else on the fucking roster. Like, the same thing with later on with Doink, Matt Bourne. Like, again, like, obviously, like, should have put a trigger warning for those of you out there listening, but honestly, like, that is some fucking heavy shit that is not to be fucked around with. And, like, of course you take Jerry the fucking King Lawler off the show.
Right, yeah, like, I'm not...
And, no, for sure. But then, like, you bring Shawn in when you're already having, like, issues like this, and then on top of which you're facing, like, serious, like, federal indictment charges on, like, steroids and stuff, but you're gonna bring a guy back who fucking pissed hot for steroids. in the fucking company back. Like, Jesus Christ, what a shit show.
And you didn't even like you kept the IC title on him, so he was doing like the real world champ gimmick. I don't get it, because it almost, not only did Sean get off scot-free in that scenario, but also it almost came across like he got rewarded in a weird way.
Oh yeah,
because he was still protected. He never got pinned. He didn't submit. Dude, it's just like with the Usos, man.
Mm-hmm.
One, I forget which one, but one of them, Jimmy got fucking
DUIs out the ass, bro.
Yeah, and legitimately not even a month later, they become the longest reigning tag champions.
Right.
The fuck?
It's this weird fucking thing where it's like, well, maybe if we like reward him, maybe he won't fuck up again. And it's like, why would you? Whatever.
Have fun with that Dark Side of the Ring episode.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
So Stu Hart, who is like fucking Mickey from Rocky, shows up to the ring, sitting there.
You did that when I took a sip, motherfucker.
I'm sorry, but it's Brett, Bruce, Keith, and Owen versus the Black, Blue, Red Knight, and Shawn Michaels. It should have been a good one.
Yeah.
Shawn and Brett have had many a Survivor Series encounter, this being the least memorable of them, honestly. Obviously, the most memorable one being the 97 Screwjob incident, but that's not here yet. Owen winds up being the only one eliminated. Brett gets like raked in the eyes, and he's walking on the ring apron, and then he gets accidentally bumped off the apron into the guardrail by Owen. Shawn rolls him up for a pinfall. He's the only Hart eliminated, takes great exception to this. And then you got Stu on ringside the whole fucking time. Like, oh, you guys son of a bitch, I gotta take you back to the basement and show you how it's done. You stupid motherfucker.
I'll say this much. Because most of the match, I will say most, not all of the match, kind of forgettable in a lot of ways. It was too dragged out, very long. I don't want to say boring. It was just too long. It felt like too much filler.
Right, but what was fucking cracking me up is that when, because you can tell, it's so obvious that Bruce is trying to get his shit in.
Mm-hmm.
And, bro, that he's not even like the focal point of this match, but he's trying his ass off. Now, granted, him and Keith both come out of retirement for this match.
Yeah, I'd be a little selfish too.
Yeah, I know, but it's just fucking funny because he's like, I'm gonna get my shit in. It's like, dude, this is the peak. This is peak for you, buddy. The 93 Survivor Series is peak for fucking Bruce Hart. Jesus Christ.
I'll say this though. What I was gonna get at is two things that I thoroughly enjoyed was Brett's selling with the eye rake.
Yep.
Like for a split second, I was like, did he actually fuck his eyes up? Like, goddamn.
Right, because like he doesn't play it off like, oh, I'm gonna lay on the ground and writhe. He immediately walks over, has the wherewithal ring presence to tag out, and then just like he's kind of disoriented, so he feels where the ropes are and he gets out of the ring.
Yeah, like and just his pacing, like it looked real. That, and I loved the little moment where Stu was rubbing out the shoulder of his son, you know, like, and then like, all right, get back out there.
Yeah, like, you fucking pussy, you gotta be doing more squats and more arm lifts in the gym, more deadlifts, son, more deadlifts. I gotta show you how it's fucking done.
Do some rows.
Do some fucking rows, you son of a bitch. You know the only thing that's gonna get stuffed this year at Thanksgiving is your fucking ass, you stupid motherfucker.
But like, I don't know what it is. I think it's because, especially today, you don't see that with the managers. They don't.
They're just there. There's no like managerial shit really happening. Like they don't make them like they fucking used to.
And then Stu being the one that taught them everything, it makes sense that he would be like, look, I know what I'm doing. The same way that whenever I was doing wrestling in school and everything, I never got a cauliflower ear, but I've seen this. Coach just takes a fucking needle and just pops that shit and lets it drain.
Out. Yep.
And it's like stuff like that. Like, you don't see that in pro wrestling. And I never thought about it, but then once I saw it here, I was like, damn, that's sorely lacking. That is missing.
Mm-hmm.
Just adds to it.
For sure. And the ending of this match is so fucked. Like, Owen winds up being the only guy eliminated on his team. Shawn is the only guy left on his fucking team, period. And he fucking walks and gets counted out. Like, dude, we spent 30 minutes and 57 seconds on this match just for you to walk.
Again, I mean, you fail at drug test and then you come back willy-nilly still with the title and you're protected.
Yeah.
So not only does it make no sense, like, in terms of backstage politics, because let's be honest, it was politics. Vince loves him some Shawn, but also it makes sense booking wise, but it's bad booking.
Yeah, this was terrible booking. Like, the only thing that this match I feel like was designed to get over was the impending Bret Owen feud.
Yeah.
Which we'll pick back up with that in January at the Royal Rumble 94. But moving on from that, the only, Stu Hart sitting there and saying, well, you know what, Owen Hart, you fucked up and you lost. We would have had a perfect record. You're not even invited to the family Thanksgiving dinner, you stupid son of a bitch. Why don't you dress like a bird? You can be the turkey. Put that on Dark Side of the Ring.
Oh, fuck.
Moving on to the Smoky Mountain Wrestling Tag Team Championship match. It's the Heavenly Bodies, Gigolo Jimmy Del Rey and Dr. Tom Pritchard with Jim Cornette versus the Rock and Roll Express, Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson. Gibson's googly eye is worse than Shawn's at this point. Way early on, motherfucker looking like the Toxic Avenger rolling into that ring. I was
Jesus.
like, fucking shit, dude. God damn. So they fucking lose. I don't give a fuck about this match. This did not mesh with the rest of what this fucking pay-per-view was at all. He fucking takes a goddamn tennis racket to the back. I think it was Gibson that took the fucking tennis racket from Jimmy. And he fucking loses for the team. And they lose the titles to the Heavenly Bodies. And just, this is something that happened during this time period that just did not fucking catch on at all.
Well, no. I mean, they were in fucking Boston. Like,
fucking Boston.
Shout out to the Bruins. That's my team.
Fuck yeah.
I fucking love that hockey team. But nah, like it was in Boston. Did they really expect some like
Southern shit?
Yeah, like what is Cornette? Tennessee or something?
Yeah.
I think I could be way off. If I'm wrong, somebody will correct us in the comments. I don't know, but nah, he's like Southern as fuck. So like
Kentucky.
Okay. But that's Jesus Christ. That's fucking Southern.
I know.
So it's like you can't expect that to go over.
Yeah.
I mean, I say that Steve Austin was Texas and he was over everywhere, but you know what I mean?
That's
like
a different kind of fucking South, though, man.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that was more, it was, okay. I don't know. It's just, it was a different vibe that they just, it didn't work, and
this was the piss break match.
Right. And the thing is, dude, the match wasn't bad. It was just, I don't think it was schlocky, but it's what people would classify as schlock in terms of like, all right, what was this match?
It's two different styles. Like, you think about the way that the WWF style was at this time versus the Smoky Mountain Wrestling style. It's two different fucking things.
You know what's a perfect example, though? For the third time, I'm bringing up AEW, but it's a real thing here. Do you remember whenever they brought Nick Gage in?
Absolutely.
And they did an actual fucking death match on national television?
Yeah.
And how the fucking sponsors were mortified?
Yeah.
Because that's not the demographic that they are selling to. That's not the demographic that they are promised to be catering to.
Yep.
And so whenever that audience gets it, now granted, today is a different time period. Like, I feel like most wrestling fans are just wrestling fans in general. They're more apt to watch both a death match as well as a New Japan Tokyo Dome Classic or whatever.
Sure.
But I'm saying, like,
back then, oh my God, no.
That's what I'm saying, dude. It's like, whenever, think about how the sponsors, like all the suits are, and put that mindset into the fucking cranium of the fans.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking bad.
Like, that's just not what they want to see all the pizzazz, I guess. I want to see the sports entertainers.
Sports entertainers. Yeah, the Heavenly Bodies fucking win in 13 minutes and 41 seconds. That was the piss break match, and we're going to take a piss break ourselves. And we'll be right back after this. Yeah, don't fucking go anywhere. You're listening to the Super Media Bros.
Hey, I'm Hansel Zarin from the BFYTW podcast, here with my buddy Stevie.
Hey, what's up?
And Augie.
Hey.
And we're here to, first of all, categorically deny the rumors going around that all we've been doing lately is copying other podcasts. This is categorically untrue, and we deny it completely. Having said that, please enjoy the rest of the Super Media Brothers podcast. And when you're done with that, feel free to check out our new project, Ultra Telecommunication Siblings, a show where best friends give informatively comedic takes on music, gaming, pro wrestling, movies, and more. Pretty sure that's never been done before.
All right, we're back, and it's time to fucking clown around. So, the original Doink the Clown, Matt Bourne, was involved in this entire thing where it was him and Bam Bam Bigelow feuding with each other. Well, he's like, well, I'm going to get Bastion Booker and the Head Shrinkers to come fuck your shit up. And it was going to be 4 Doinks. But lo and behold, before this pay-per-view happens, Matt Bourne is fucking fired. And he's the umpteenth person to have to be replaced. And who do they replace this Doink the Clown with? 4 people that are clearly not fucking Doink the Clown. It's the Bushwhackers and Men on a Mission in Doink the Clown hair and makeup. And I swear to God, in 10 minutes and 58 seconds, they clean sweep the other fucking team who are just demolishing the shit out of a fucking turkey.
First of all, why was Bourne fired? Is there a reason?
Matt?
Yeah.
Dude, oh God. A ton of fucking reasons.
Okay.
Like, dude had some fucking problems. And I'm not even trying to be a dick when I say that. I really mean that. The dude had some fucking problems and with like alcohol and other shit. And it's just, it was unfucking fortunate because Matt Bourne, God damn it, like rest in peace. But Matt Bourne was honestly a fucking genius in the ring.
Well, not only that, but he had just turned babyface, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, so whenever they switched it, I was like, wait, so what? Did I miss something? I thought at this point in my little history bank that happened here, and then
right, and the crowd was fucking hot for him at this point.
Right, like
when can you ever say the crowd was really hot for Doink the Clown?
Nothing.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Like after that, the gimmick just kind of became a literal joke.
Well, I mean, he did have that really sick-ass fucking, like, Heath Ledger Joker-looking gimmick in the indies years fucking later.
Yeah, Matt Reborn.
Yeah.
Born Again or whatever. That was so fucking awesome, though.
Dude, I loved that, but, like, as far as just Doink, no.
Some of his good work also after this was when he went as just Matt Bourne in ECW and wore, like, the half makeup and shit.
So cool.
Oh, dude.
Like,
so much shit was happening with him.
Dude, like,
by the way, 10 minutes and 58 seconds, this match is over with. Let's fucking go on with the chlorophyll with Doink.
Yeah. The last thing we saw was a piss break match, and then we get this, and I was just kind of like, Richie, what? Why do we do this?
It's honestly fun to roast.
It is, but I think what it is like, sometimes we see people of talent on these shows, and then we end up getting this, and we're just like, y'all can do better than that.
Yeah,
right?
but you know what? I don't think we appreciate the good shit without the bullshit.
Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah.
Because look at what we were talking about before we went on air. We were talking about how good it's going to be in 1994, comparatively speaking.
That's true, yeah.
So, like, we got to trudge through this whole fucking year and then be like, dude, 94 is like a fucking 180.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the booking with Sean and the Hart Foundation, I thought that match was a little wonky and clunky, but...
And I thought my jokes were bad.
Yeah, I was like, I thought that was a little rough, but then I see this and... Give me more of that.
Yeah. So we're moving on to the main event. It's another Survivor Series match. It's the All-Americans versus the Foreign Fanatics. Now, this match here, they took Tatanka out because Ludwig Borga hands him his first defeat in 2 years on Raw with a finger pin, and then they drag him to the corner and Yoko crushes his rib cage. They do this to put The Undertaker on the team with his fucking American flag trench coat. Now, here's the fucking best thing about this.
I love it.
You know that IRL Mark Calloway is like Merca as fuck.
Yeah.
He fucking hated this.
Oh, I love it.
It was so trashy looking.
That's why I love it. It's everything. Like, okay, look at that screenshot.
It's so fucking bad.
The actual camera angle where you see the Undertaker like goth fucking banner that a fan draped in the background. And you got all of these characters in the ring, none of which go together. And then Undertaker, not only is it a peek behind the curtain at Mark Calloway, but it's also just like, it's almost like whenever you see that old grandma that listens to death metal. You know, it's kind of like that. It's kind of like this weird thing of like, I don't even know what I'm looking at right now. This is kind of funny. You see this goth, undead, zombie-like figure being like, America, fuck yeah.
God.
And I love every fucking pixel of that screenshot.
The way he in that, by the way, it's Lex Luger, the Steiner brothers, and Undertaker, and it's so fucking funny because during that like promo on Raw, Undertaker's like, "Let freedom ring, and the foreign fanatics rest in peace," and he's like opens his fucking shit, and the screen cap of Lex Luger looking confused as all fucking hell.
It's if I can find it in 4K. I will have that printed and framed and put in my bedroom.
Exactly like that?
I want to look at that every fucking day until I die. I want to wake up to that.
Bet. And then it was supposed to be the Quebecers Ludwig Borga and Yokozuna, but they decided, hey, you know, we took Tatanka out, so let's let Lex Luger conk the shit out of one of the Quebecers with his metal forearm, and we'll just put Crush in this match. You know, the foreign fanatics. You've got Ludwig Borga. You've got Yokozuna. You have a French-Canadian Quebecer, and then you have from Kona, Hawaii, Crush.
And their names were what?
The foreign fanatics.
Whose idea was that?
I have no earthly idea. But the only way that this works is because Mr. Fuji is managing both Yokozuna and Crush separately. So there is the quote connection. Now, here's the funny part. There are so many managers involved in this match that they themselves could have been their own four-man team. You had Paul Bearer, Johnny Polo, a.k.a. Raven, Mr. Fuji, and Jim Cornette. There are too many cooks in the kitchen here, buddy.
I was going to say that's too... To quote Riff Raff, that's it's too much and not nice.
Yeah, there's too many dicks on the dance floor here.
Yeah, I don't. It's just bloated. It's
yeah, it really is, man. Like, okay, so it's a damn near 30-minute match. It's 27 minutes and 59 seconds. Rick Steiner seemingly gets injured, and they just take him out. And yeah, it's kind of a clusterfuck of a match. Like, this should have been great. It should have been great. Now, Yokozuna and The Undertaker go to a double countout, which both protects the championship and The Undertaker.
Dude, there was that one spot with Taker about to get the fucking bomb.
Oh, he's about to get the bonsai drop, dude, and he fucking sits up at the last goddamn possible moment. Imagine him sitting up a little too late and Yokozuna's fat ass just breaking his neck. And I'm not saying calling him fat. I'm saying his ass is huge.
Dude, can you imagine the ripple effect?
The ripple on his ass?
Yeah, like, you like that double entendre.
I fucking do. It's more like a quadruple entendre.
I was fucking cooking on that one, but... But no, look, we're being a little hard on Yokozuna, but he was a very nice guy, very sweet, great sense of humor.
Him and Undertaker were buds in real life, too. Imagine that fucking story.
Dude.
Hey, bro, remember the time your head got stuck up my ass?
Very nice guy, great worker, doesn't know how bread works, but we love him either way.
Right.
But really think about that. Like, how time would change if he broke Taker's neck.
And Taker has had some gnarly fucking injuries over the years.
Dude.
The fucking crushed orbital bone, dude? Like, legit? Holy shit.
I know the answer to this question for a number of reasons, but I'm going to ask you just for the listener's sake. Have you listened to the Undertaker's interview podcast with Joe Rogan?
I absolutely have.
Really? I didn't expect that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You make an exception for wrestling episodes, don't you?
I make an exception if the guest is interesting because I fucking hate Joe Rogan.
See, it's hard for me because I grew up with Fear Factor and I watched a lot of Chuck Liddell as a child.
Hey, that's not Joe Rogan. That's Road Jogan.
Okay, fair enough. Either way, though. No, then, okay, so you listen to that episode. You know that, like, what, 70% of that Undertaker episode was just, yeah, you know, I got this injury and I got that injury and this is kind of fucking with me. And yeah, dude, I'm hurt here. Can barely walk there. But like, dude, Taker is just a walking fucking, like, laundry list of injuries. It's fucking unreal, man.
The amount of surgeries that dude has had and the amount of surgeries he's put off, and it just shows that he gave his body to this business. So Lex Luger winds up being the sole survivor because, as you recall, in the championship match at SummerSlam, Ludwig Borga like confronts him backstage and he's like, fuck you, I'm going to wreck your ass, so you stupid piece of shit American. And Lex Luger's like, I don't roll that way, but whatever. And Ludwig is just like, I'm going to beat your fucking ass.
You're going to do what to my ass?
I will break you. He's going to Ivan Drago the fuck out of him. So he pins him at 28 minutes and 2 seconds. And how do we celebrate and go off the air?
I don't even remember.
Lex Luger celebrates in the ring with Snowfall and Santa Claus.
I tried to forget it.
Same. Lex Luger celebrated with Glitterfall at SummerSlam when he won by countout and didn't win the World Championship. He wins a Survivor Series match that has nothing to do with fuck all. He does just... Lex Luger has by this point become the laughing stock of like the quote leader of the federation, where, dude, you ain't shit.
Do you remember being a kid and whenever you would get a new wrestling video game and you could practically be your own booker and you just shot up your caw right to the fucking top in his first year? You had every title. You won Money in the Bank despite already being champion and won the Royal Rumble and did like all this other shit. And then it like in your brain, it's like, this is actually low key pretty cheesy of me, but it's my game. Let me have fun. That's what the booking of Lex Luger feels like. It feels like a little kid playing a video game, trying to make his caw the guy.
It's actually fucking hilarious.
It's atrocious. It's abysmal. Get that shit out of here.
This man did not hold a championship in his entire run with the WWF. Nothing.
But it's a visual of back to back. You get these fucking visuals of him and the confetti and all that other shit, man. It looks so fucking ridiculous.
It's bad. And that's how we go off the air, and that's the end of the show. And really, the only takeaway, it's so fucked up, the only goddamn takeaways from, there's two, the only two takeaways from this pay-per-view are the fact that Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon are going to be on a collision course for who the real IC champion is. And Brett and Owen are about to have a fucking collision course of their own that spans most of 1994. Join us when we come back to the Time Machine series in 2024 to do the year 1994. Royal Rumble. That's honestly one of my favorite Rumbles.
Mm-hmm.
Mania 10 is one of my favorite Manias. I mean, 94 had just is full of good shit. So we'll be back then. Next week, we are going to come back with some more wrestling for you guys. We're going to review AEW Full Gear. I'm excited as fuck about this pay-per-view. Cannot wait to talk about it. Visit supermediabrospodcast.com for past, present, and future episodes. Check out all the other shows on the OddPods Media Network by visiting oddpodsmedia.com. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on social media. Leave us a rating review at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Good Pods, and Podchaser. Again, come back next week for the AEW Full Gear review, and then it's onward to Santa Media Bros for the holiday season. Goddamn, we have some Crimbus bullshit coming your way. Fuck.
I'm terrified.
You shouldn't be, actually. Like, I legitimately mean that you should not be terrified whatsoever.
Speaking of Christmas and terrified, That Terrifier 3 teaser trailer. Hey, bruh. Hey, bruh.
Hey, all I'm saying is that is going into Santa Media Bros 2024.
Yes, sir.
Can't wait to get to that motherfucker.
Oh, dude, I'm fucking hyped.
You should be. I am fucking hyped. So,
oh wait, I caught that though. Are we not doing it for Halloween? We're saving it for Christmas?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Okay.
Christmas horror kicks so much ass.
I mean, yeah, I just wasn't sure if you wanted to strike right as the debut, but that works.
Believe it or not, we only have one horror movie this year for Christmas. And it's barely even that. It's a pretty fucking so bad it's good one. Everything else is worth a motherfucker.
You haven't shown this to me yet?
Oh, I have. I just know you don't remember it.
Okay.
I will reveal all in due time.
Okay.
Next week. Because we gotta keep people hanging on, like, what are they gonna do? We gotta keep them salivating.
That's true, yeah.
Keep them salivating, man. We're gonna dangle that fucking candy cane right in front of you.
Guys, he does the same thing to me. Like, y'all think I'm keeping this shit kayfabe whenever I act like I don't know what's happening? I really don't.
It's funny, too, because I legitimately do show Devin, like, the schedule. And he's like, all right, word. And I'm like, okay, cool. Well, I'll go ahead and just pin that in instead of pencil it in. And then the time comes around, it's like, what are we doing? It's like, oh, man. It's kind of fun that way, though, because I'm just
but because you know I'm always at work.
I know.
So it's like, I just skim over and I'm like, Yeah, I got that.
Yeah, that works. Fucking Devin's the guy that signs without reading the fine print.
Yeah, dude. Make sure to read the terms and conditions. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I got it.
The terms and conditions, because some of these are fucking shit. But anyway, yeah, no, we're gonna kick it off with a goddamn classic, and then one so bad it's good, and then a couple classics. So look, put it to you this way: the entire month is a Cult Cinema Saturday showing.
Okay.
So we be good.
So basically, stock up the one day off I get per week on binging movies. That way, like, I'm not doing a crunch time.
Right, exactly.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. This has been episode 301, WWF Survivor Series 1993. Until next week, I'm Richie.
I'm Devin.
Shades on.
We're off.